Welcome aboard, passengers. Mega Sim here. It's late, but I was out for dinner with the family. It's all good. We have a new news article and we finally have the date for Harlem. So let's go into it now. With the Train Sim World 2 Harlem Line coming soon, we take a further look at this remarkable and bustling Metro North route. The Harlem Line. So it is one of Metro North commuter railroad's interlinked big three routes. Along with MNCR's Hudson and New Haven lines, the Harlem Line serves the pulsing urban areas north and east of New York City. Second only to the New Haven line, the Harlem Line is Metro North's busiest commuter artery, alive with the hustle and bustle of Big Apple railroading. And soon, the Harlem Line Grand Central Terminal North White Plains route is coming to Train Sim World 2. So let's take a closer look at this busy and historic commuter railroad line. So as created for Train Sim World 2, the upcoming Harlem Line Grand Central Terminal to North White Plains route extends from New York City to North White Plains, New York. The line begins at the bumper posts of the legendary Grand Central Terminal, located on 42nd Street of Manhattan, then passes through the Park Avenue Tunnel until at 97th Street it bursts into the open air and rides stop atop the Park Avenue Viaduct to Harlem 125th Street Station. So once past the 125th Station, the route then crosses the towering DB Movable Bridge, is that Deutsche Bahn trains, over the Harlem River to reach Mott Haven, which is milepost 5.4 in the Bronx. Between GCT and Mott Haven, Metro North's busy Hudson, Harlem and New Haven lines all share common trackage. Then at Mott Haven, the MNCR Hudson line diverges. The upcoming Train Sim World 2 route will also include a short stretch of the Hudson Line extending to Yankees 153rd Street Station. Running largely in open air but below the surrounding street level, the four-track route extends through the Bronx with station stops such as noted Botanical Gardens, which is home to the famed Bronx Zoo, Woodland Junction, milepost 11.8, the Metro North, Harlem and New Haven lines separate. And then the Harlem Line begins a journey, much of it along the Bronx River, through a patchwork of urban and suburban territory to White Plains, which is 22.4 milepost, and North White Plains, milepost 23.9, the latter of which is host to a large staging yard. Electrified throughout via third rail DC power, the multi-track Harlem Line will include 18 stations, of which Grand Central Terminal, Harlem 125th Street and White Plains are the busiest, and the line will offer a captivating and challenging mix of express, semi-express and local commuter runs that are brought alive in 5 scenarios and more than 260 timetabled services. Weird, only 260. It's not really like London Commuter, is it? Anyway, the upcoming Train Sim World 2 route will feature 2 generations of the notable Metro North electrical multiple units, the vulnerable Budd-constructed M3A, and the modern Bombardier-built M7A. Metro North's Harlem and Hudson lines were long owned and operated by the Great New York Central during the NYC and later Penn Central years. The Harlem Line was host to NYC's own EMUs, the last of which were the railroad's Pullman standard 85-foot-long 4600 and 4700 series cars, which arrived in the early to mid-60s and then served into the Metro North era. In assuming control of the line, the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, MTA, and later Metro North inherited the challenges of replacing the aging ex-NYC equipment. So that process began in 1968. With the purchase from the Budd Company of the 770 EMUs for use on the Long Island Railroad, which was then followed in 1971 with the purchase of 178 similar M1A cars to use on the Harlem and Hudson lines of what is today Metro North. Then in the 1980s, acquisitions followed, including the M3 for Long Island Railroad, which we have got already, and the M3A for Metro North. They are quite similar to the M1As, and MNCR received 142 8000 series silver and blue clad M3As in 1984 and 1985. They were constructed in married pairs and train lengths on the Harlem Line, and they're typically up to 8 cars in length. Whilst the M3As will eventually be replaced by the newest M9 cars, the veteran M3As are expected to remain in service for some time. So today's workhorse, the EMU on the Harlem Line, is the flat-face Bombardier built M7A. Like its predecessors, the M7A is a kindred spirit to Long Island Railroad equipment. In the case of the Long Island Railroad M7, Long Island M7s began arriving in 2002, whereas the M7As made their appearance in 2004. 85 feet in length, capacity of up to 110 passengers per car. They're equipped with 265 horsepower traction motors on each axle of the 4 axles. A total of 336 entered MNCR services by 2006. Also, configured in married pairs, authorised for 80 miles an hour, the M7As serve both the Harlem and Hudson lines. With a masterfully created and highly detailed route, and 2 generations of EMUs which will offer authentic controls and realistic operating characteristics, together with a bevy, not a beverage, a bevy of timetabled services and scenarios. The upcoming route, Trainswell to Harlem Line, Grand Central Terminal to the North White Plains route, will deliver the full and varied experiences of American commuter railroading around the Big Apple, and it is coming soon to Trainswell too. So, the one thing that people mentioned was with the M7As and the M3As, the difference between them and the Long Island Railroad is the Long Island Railroad has a third rail that hangs, so the shoes go underneath it, whereas the M7As and M3As are kind of like third rail, similar to the UK, where it sits on it. So yeah, some really good images that we've got on here. And yeah, I know you know the date, but I'm going to tell you anyway. The date of release will be the 17th of March, and it will be available on Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Epic Games Store, and Steam. I am looking forward to seeing this route. I know it's going to be similar to the M3s and M7s and Long Island Railroad, but I hear that there's a lot of changes on there. I will also admit I did not watch the preview tonight because, as I said, I was out eating with the family, so I have no idea what's going on. But yeah, if you want to leave your comments of what you think, let me know. I'd like to hear from you. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos from LeMegaSim. Social media links are in the description below. And yeah, we will see the Harlem Line next week. That's so close. That is so close. Well, I'm going to be doing some work next week, but I've got some videos lined up. But yeah, I'll see you on the next video. This is MegaSim out of here. See you later, guys. Bye.